the Industrial Revolution, an era that transformed the world like no other. It wasn't just an age of invention, it was a seismic shift in how humanity interacted with the world. Before this era, life was agrarian, production was small-scale, and change was slow. But as innovation met ambition, the world experienced a transformation unlike anything before. Inventions like the spinning jenny revolutionized the textile industry, allowing workers to produce fabric on an unprecedented scale. And the steam engine, this mechanical marvel, not only powered factories, but also reshaped transportation and industry across the globe. But what exactly was the Industrial Revolution, and how did it shape our modern society? In this video, we'll delve into the profound changes it brought to industry, society, and the global economy.
Before the video, like, share, and subscribe our Chrono channel.
Our story begins in Britain in the late 1700s, a time when life revolved around agriculture. Most people lived in rural areas, working on farms or as craftsmen, creating goods by hand in small local workshops. The economy was agrarian, production was small-scale, and transportation relied on horse-drawn carts and slow-moving waterways. The pace of life was steady, yet progress was gradual. But beneath this seemingly simple surface lay the seeds of revolution. Britain was rich in resources, especially coal and iron, the very building blocks of industrialization. These resources would fuel the machines of the future. At the same time, the population began to rise dramatically. Advances in agriculture, like crop rotation and new farming tools, meant more food and fewer famines. With better living conditions came a growing workforce ready for new opportunities. This combination of abundant resources and a growing population created the perfect storm for innovation. The old ways of life began to give way to something new, something revolutionary. The age of machines was dawning, and with it came a transformation that would reshape not just Britain, but the entire world. This was the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, where the seeds of change took root in Britain's soil, paving the way for an era of unprecedented growth and innovation. The Industrial Revolution wasn't just a change in society, it was a revolution of ideas, innovation, and invention. At its core were technological breakthroughs that would shape the modern world. Take the steam engine, for example. While steam power wasn't entirely new, James Watt's improvements in the 1770s made it far more efficient. This innovation didn't just pump water out of mines, it became the heartbeat of factories, trains, and ships. Steam power revolutionized transportation. Trains and steamboats allowed goods to be moved quickly over long distances, connecting cities, factories, and ports like never before. In the textile industry, machines like the spinning jenny and the power loom transformed how fabrics were made. The spinning jenny, invented by James Hargreaves, enabled workers to spin multiple spools of thread at once, dramatically increasing production. Meanwhile, Edmund Cartwright's power loom automated the weaving process, further accelerating production. This was the birth of mass manufacturing, and Britain became the workshop of the world. These innovations didn't just change how goods were made, they transformed where they were made. Small workshops gave way to massive factories, where machines operated at a scale and speed previously unimaginable. The steam engine, spinning jenny, and power loom were just the beginning. Together, they unleashed a wave of industrial growth that would reshape economies and societies across the globe. But technological progress had its costs. In the next segment, we'll explore how the Industrial Revolution transformed society and the challenges it brought with it. The Industrial Revolution wasn't just about machines and factories, it transformed society itself. One of the most profound changes was urbanization. People left rural villages in droves, seeking work and a new life in rapidly growing cities like Manchester, Birmingham, and Liverpool. In 1750, less than 20% of Britain's population lived in cities. By 1850, that number had soared to over 50%. This shift created bustling industrial hubs, but it also brought challenges. Overcrowding became a hallmark of these new urban centers. Families crammed into tiny, poorly ventilated homes, often with no access to clean water or proper sanitation. Disease spread rapidly in these conditions. Cholera, typhoid, and tuberculosis were common, turning the promise of opportunity into a daily struggle for survival. Inside the factories, life wasn't much better. Workers, including children, toiled long hours, sometimes 12 to 16 hours a day in dangerous conditions. Accidents were frequent, and pay was barely enough to live on. But these conditions didn't go unchallenged. Workers began to organize, demanding fair wages, shorter hours, and safer workplaces. These early labor movements laid the foundation for the workers' rights we recognize today. The Industrial Revolution's impact on society was immense, an age of opportunity for some, but a time of great hardship for many. It reshaped the way we live, work, and dream of a better future. The Industrial Revolution didn't stop at Britain's borders. It became a global phenomenon, reshaping economies, trade, and relationships between nations. Britain's industrial success depended on global connections. Manufactured goods, textiles, iron tools, and machinery were exported across the world. In return, raw materials like cotton, sugar, and rubber flowed into Britain, fueling its factories and economy. This era saw the rise of global trade networks. British factories supplied affordable goods to markets worldwide, but this dominance often came at a cost. Colonial expansion was both a driver and a consequence of industrialization. Colonies provided the raw materials Britain needed, but they also became captive markets for its goods. This system of exploitation deepened inequalities between industrial powers and their colonies. Beyond Britain, the industrial wave spread across Europe and the Americas. Countries like Germany and the United States adopted British technologies, quickly industrializing and becoming global competitors. Industrialization didn't just create economic growth, it also sparked new rivalries. Nations competed for resources, markets, and technological dominance, laying the groundwork for global conflicts in the 20th century. At the same time, new technologies brought the world closer together. The steamship and the telegraph revolutionized communication and transportation, shrinking distances and enabling faster trade and diplomacy. The Industrial Revolution turned the world into an interconnected network of trade, innovation, and conflict. It laid the foundation for the globalized economy we live in today, but it also left a legacy of inequality and competition that still shapes our world. Today, the Industrial Revolution feels like a distant chapter in history, yet its influence surrounds us. It laid the foundation for the modern world for capitalism, technological innovation, and the global economy as we know it. From electricity and the automobile to the internet and artificial intelligence, every step of progress builds on the industrial advancements that began over 2 centuries ago. The principles of mass production, introduced during the Industrial Revolution, remain central to how we manufacture goods today. Whether it's cars, smartphones, or medicines, the legacy of mechanization endures. But this progress has come with consequences. The reliance on fossil fuels that powered the first factories set the stage for environmental challenges we face today, from air pollution to climate change. While the Industrial Revolution drove unprecedented growth, it also highlighted the need for balance between innovation and sustainability, between economic progress and social equity. The lessons of the Industrial Revolution remind us that progress must serve humanity as a whole. As we continue to innovate, we must prioritize not just efficiency and profit, but also fairness, inclusion, and the health of our planet. The Industrial Revolution wasn't just a period of invention and progress. It was a turning point, a moment in time when the course of human history changed forever. It reshaped economies, societies, and our very way of life. From the steam engine to the global interconnectedness we experience today, its impact resonates in every corner of the world. We are still living in its shadow, facing both the promise and the challenges of industrialization. So, what do you think is the most significant impact of the Industrial Revolution? How has it shaped the world we live in today? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into history. Until next time.